Hey yo, what's up? Moji here, and welcome to another Tuesday night twist where anything can happen. And well, we are actually here with something that is quite unusual. So last week, tripleS released a visualizer MV entitled Cherry Jean by the group tripleS Acid Eyes. So apparently, it's a mashup of Cherry Talk and Generation. And of course, it's a combination of Acid Angel from Asia and Crystallize. So this is going to be a mashup of the two songs, I believe. It's going to be quite short, 1 minute 43 seconds from what I can see. But uh, well, let's go ahead and check it out. I'm quite intrigued as to see how these two songs will mesh together, especially since they have such different vibes and sounds, right? Because Generation was more of like urban rebel kind of vibes, and then Cherry Talk was more of a like I don't even know how to describe Cherry Talk anymore. Like how did I describe it last time? Uh, I wouldn't say like high teen, but hyper teen would probably be a better fit. Yeah, not high teen, hyper teen, or something like that. But actually, I think theme wise, the two songs would fit together because they're both very much related to the new generation, the next generation. So yeah, let's see how it's done. So without further ado, let's get right to it. This is tripleS Acid Eyes with Cherry Jean. Here we go. Ooh, okay. The distorts. Nice mixture of the here in the intro already. Ooh, I feel like we're going on an acid trip or something. Okay, so we're also mashing up the MVs. Hey, quite groovy. Actually, going together quite well. There are just some like weird instrumentals going on with this, but I feel like that's also the what they're going for. Ooh. Interspersing the scenes is just like it's a trip. Okay. So that was Cherry Jean by tripleS Acid Eyes. And uh was that like an acid trip for your eyes? Is that why they call it acid eyes? So they blended the two songs together, but it's not quite as straightforward as that. You have certain parts that are also remixed from their original. Like we can hear parts that get like either low pitch distorts or high pitch distorts, and then there was a part where I'm not sure how they were able to um, edit it, or if they had to record a different version just for this. I can't exactly remember the part. I think it's like mm, like going towards the ending. There's a part where they say TikTok up, but it sounds way different. Like not in an edited kind of way different. Like it sounds like they recorded it with them doing it differently. I don't know. I don't know the extent of what technology can do nowadays with a recorded song. So, but that okay, sorry, that part felt like probably it was like a recording that they didn't use in the original tracks before. I decided to throw it in now. Um, but yeah, so it's not quite a straight up mashup of the two songs. You have these effects and this editing in the audio tracks, and not just the audio tracks, also the MV scenes themselves. So we get interspersed scenes from both MVs of Generation and of Cherry Talk, but there are also parts where like well if the sorry if the starting was any indication, like parts that were melting or like parts where like you get certain discolorations and parts that just really blended the colors. Like I said, like, felt feels like an acid trip, or what the popular notion of an acid trip is, because I've never experienced that for myself. But you know, when you see on TV and media like people portraying an acid trip, that's a little bit of what it would look like. It's not like over the top or anything, it's more subtle, but it still feels like one. But all in all, I really think that the two songs mesh together quite well, especially when you get to the chorus. And yeah, like what I said before, reacting to this earlier at the start, the themes actually do have some overlap to them. It's just that with each of the groups, they had like different perspectives on that theme, and yeah, different way of expressing it. But when you bring them together, it still makes sense. So yeah. Really, really interesting mashup. Mm, not quite sure what the intent is behind this release. If they like, if the company of tripleS just decided to mash this up for some reason, or maybe, or something that would be interesting is if they had this planned from the start. Like, was it planned even beforehand? Not quite sure though. Um, because from what I remember in that Gravity, the songs were already set, right? The Gravity for Crystal Eyes and Acid Angel from Asia, the songs were already set. The what the fans were able to choose was like which member would go to which group. So if the songs were already set, that means, yeah, like a plan could have been in place. Sorry, I'm kind of conspiracy theorizing this because like that would be cool though, because it reminds me of whew, what was that song? Cho Happy song. Uh, with, I don't know if any of you are familiar with J-pop, but when did this come out? Cho Happy song was came out back in the late 2000s, sometime there. But basically, there were these two groups under the same company, two J-pop groups called Berry's Kobo and Cute, and they both released songs, one after the other. But those songs actually, it was a little bit more obvious because for some reason they kind of felt half empty. Each of those songs felt half empty, and then it turned out that you could lay the tracks on top of each other, and it formed one whole coherent song. And then uh, it even had each group like singing, uh, what, how do you call this, lines that answer each other. So that one was like really deliberate, a very very cool thing that happened back then in the world of J-pop. This one is really just more of a mashup. It's, now that I think more and more about it, about the comparison, it might not have been the plan to compose the songs in such a way that they would intertwine. But uh, I think there still would have been the idea that they would still have similar themes, like I said, just with a different perspective and portrayal. And so it would still make sense to mash them up once they're released. It's just not composed that way. Probably. Probably. Because now that I'm looking back to my experience with Show Happy Song, that one was deliberately composed to fit together. Those two songs are deliberately composed to fit together. Hmm. Really makes one think. yeah, yeah. The more I think about it, the more I think this was not like made that way. But uh, you can mash it up like the way they mash it up here. It's a mashup. It's not like a song that you can just overlay the tracks and it will intertwine automatically. This is a mashup, but it really works because of the underlying themes behind it. I guess that's the point I was trying to make. So yeah, uh, I'm probably just rambling on and on by now. Overall, my thoughts on on the mashup. Mm, I feel like it's a really good mashup. Oftentimes, I see a lot of mashups that kind of fall flat. This is not one of them. It actually works out really well. Would I listen to it every day? Probably not. Maybe I'll put it on my vibe playlist because I have a feeling that uh, every time that I listen to this going forward, I'll probably be remembering that acid trip aspect to it. So yeah, it was so nice seeing both groups together in this one. I know like it's just a mashup of their MVs, but like I've been going through a marathon of or sort of marathon of triple S signal content, and it's just like I got to know these eight pretty well through that. Currently in my triple S signal series, I'm mostly I got to S9 Kaede, and I'm about to start on S10, which is Dion. So Kaede is still pretty new to me, but the other eight, yeah, uh, gotten to know them quite well through the series, and it's so nice to see both of them with their MVs side by side or interspersed here in Cherry Jean. Anyways, I do hope we get more content from them going forward. I really like their content so far, especially with the Triple S Signal series. I've been recording that as much as I can. Sometimes prioritizing doing that over other things that I need to do. Uh, which is goes to show how addicting that series is. But anyways, yeah, uh, looking forward to more stuff from Triple S, and actually, we might get some more stuff already. Like for the rest of this week, I'm going to be doing another reaction, Triple S related reaction tomorrow, and another Triple S related action to on Friday. Not quite sure about the Thursday one. Wait, if it's any relation to Triple S? No, it's not. It almost was though. But yeah, uh, we'll leave it at that for now. Anyways, in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to check out my Patreon, where I also post reactions to longer form content, more casual content, most of which is available for free. You can probably see the titles pop up here on the side. There's just some bonus perks set aside for those who are kind enough to subscribe, such as reactions to K-drama and anime, which are also available for free right now for 7 days. There's a 7-day free trial for tier 1 of my Patreon, which gives you access to those, the K-drama reactions and the anime reactions. So try it out. Um, Tier 2 and above also get early access to reaction videos that I record. And Tier 3 are basically almost guaranteed to for me to react to their recommendations with some considerations, of course. And mm, but don't get too fussed about all of that. Like I said, most of the stuff on my Patreon is available for free. Uh, so don't be afraid to check it out. The link to my Patreon is in the description down below, as well as the link to a spreadsheet where you can more easily access and navigate the free content on my Patreon. So you might want to start with that first. It's also in the description down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me on this exciting and groovy journey with tripleS. Until next time, have a great day everyone, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.